In today's story, we've spent about 50% of the episode just talking to one another. No, seriously, that's it. They just talk so damn much.
Funny.
Get ready to take down the mighty Exodia, all my fellow feature outlaws, as this is Card Games vs. Humanity, and I am that N-A-K-K-double-G. Here with a weekly recap of that show that took about 40 episodes to reveal the plot, but now can't go about 2 minutes without talking about it. So as usual, if you enjoyed, don't forget that sub, that bell, that like, hit up the Patreon if you want to support me. Leave a comment telling me if you think it's a little bit weird that someone who had 3 sets of Exodia in their deck didn't have a single attack negation card whatsoever. I mean, just one messenger of peace, bro. But enough about that, let's head back to our duel, shall we? One where Joey is confident that Yugi will get back his red eyes now that Yugi knows the Rare Hunter strategy. That strategy being only one turn away from winning the duel should he pick up the one last piece of Exodia in this next turn.
Our satellite imaging indicates the Rare Hunter's cards are coated with an invisible ink.
How the hell does a computer know that? Because unless its satellites, scanned the cards from thousands of miles away, or the duelist has a way to feel the cards, then I'm calling bullshit at both. Okuma is ready to bust this fat cheat right away, but Kaiba lets it slide, saying that he might have something that he wants, but the computer can already read every card in his deck, so he would, know if he had a god card in there or not. Yugi throws a card face down and then destroys the stone statue with Chimera, seemingly leading to the end phase of his turn and the ending of this duel as the Rare Hunter's about to take his next draw. Wait, never mind, Yugi has Time Seal. He's never had it before, but he has it right now in this one moment where he needs to stop you from drawing. He has it.
I play Light Force Sword!
Yes, hi, my name is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rulebook, and I'd like to have a talk to you about how you just can't play a fucking trap card straight from your hand right away. Despite having no control over the sword, we've come this far with cheating, so why stop now? Striking the left arm of Exodia and stopping the Rare Hunter from achieving the full 5 pieces on his next turn. Yugi continues to not screw around, sacrificing Gazelle for Summon Skull, destroying that weird metal fortress thing that I'm not sure ever got a name, and leaving the Rare Hunter with no more monsters to defend himself. All of a sudden, the Rare Hunter starts Mark Hamill laughing extra hard, before activating Swords of Revealing Light back on Yugi. So many Season 1 cards that he used to use being used back on him. I mean, he's not sure what to do about it.
Zeto, why are we letting that cheat beat Yugi?
Why not? Yugi should have been prepared for anything.
Yeah, that's right, Yugi. You should have been prepared for people to do things outside of the structure of a duel. You must be some kind of fucking idiot to think people are actually going to follow the rules of this game. Back to Yugi's epic turn, and he draws 1 card and then does nothing, which is helpful because it gives the Rare Hunter a chance to fill up screen time and talk about how he has 3 different sets of each Exodia piece in his deck, so he can just draw another one if he wants to. This makes the King of Games laugh as he says his deck is bogged down with so many Exodia pieces, the chance of drawing the right one are very slim. If only that applied nowadays and every card didn't have 5 different effects to make sure that you could just switch this out for something else that you need.
And you're still a prisoner of my life.
With how slow he was raising his hand there, I legit thought we were going to see another Hakai. Rare Hunter draws a second Exodia arm and then ends his turn because this duel is very exciting, allowing our boy to take over as teacher of the class, laying 1 card face down, summoning Gamma the Magic Warrior, and then lecturing the Rare Hunter what it means to actually have a good Exodia deck. I mean, somehow he has 3 pieces of some of the rarest cards in the entire world, but he doesn't have a single threatening roar or Wabaku, so I get his point. The Rare Hunter begins to get nervous as he draws a second Exodia head, wondering if Yugi's actually right about finding a fatal flaw in his plan. I mean, he just spent the last 5 minutes explaining it to me, but I'm not quite sure that he's on to me yet, so let me put down Exodia's head in defense mode.
You activated my trap card! A costly mistake!
You gotta love those classic over-dramatic statements. Also, holy crap, Yugi uses nothing but trap cards in this episode. I mean, I think it's been like 8 already. Activating Chain Destruction, Yugi is capable of destroying the Exodia piece both in his hand and in the Rare Hunter's deck, rendering him completely unable to summon the Great Beast for the win. Somehow this man's deck, who's completely filled with rare cards, didn't have a single backup soldier or monster reincarnation. I guess it just slipped his mind. Yugi activates another fucking trap card, Dust Tornado, destroy the Swords of Revealing Light, before activating Monster Reborn to bring back Chimera and destroying the Exodia head.
Summon Skull's electricity raises Alpha's magnetic attack power by 200 points!
God damn it, no! Summon Skull does not boost his attack points by 200. They're both normal monsters. Why the hell didn't you just summon Gamma this episode so you just could have killed him in 1 turn instead of doing this random bullshit? This is literally just cheating for the sake of showing off. Back at the lab, Kaiba is very impressed with Yugi's cheating and ability to defeat Exodia, but he says he has 1 monster he'll never be able to take down. He and Mokuba head out to Battle City before telling the League of Extraordinary Hotties to make sure everything is spotless by the time they get back. For some reason, the Rare Hunter got knocked out by a hologram, allowing Yugi and Joey to check out his deck. And why the hell does he have Gazelle and Berthelmet in his Exodia deck? I swear the animators are obsessed with just using the same monsters over and over inside an episode out of sheer laziness.
Something's rubbing off on my fingers. It was a cheat! Not anymore!
Yugi, those aren't your cards! You can't just do that! It doesn't doesn't matter how shitty of a person he is, they still aren't your card. And that's not even considering the fact that there might be like, what, 5 to 10 copies of Exodia in the entire world in this show. He just ripped up millions of dollars. Like, I can't get over what I just saw. Like, imagine if you're at a tournament and you just lost and your opponent grabs your deck after the duel. But then he notices some Cheeto stains on one of the cards and then he just starts ripping them all up because he thinks they're gross and somehow you're cheating. Like, the degree of which he didn't need to do that at all is mind-blowing. The Rare Hunter suddenly goes seemingly berserk, possessed by the same mysterious man that took over Bandit Key. Talking mad shit to the Pharaoh, claiming that this hunter was the weakest of his crew, despite the fact that I'm pretty sure he's the only one that ever took a duel off any of the main characters. The mystery man claims that every Millennium item has its own unique power. That this Millennium Rod was passed down to it by a great mage named Michael, fused with the power to force people to dance uncontrollably in the early 90s like fashion. Remember my name. It's Merrick. I am evil. I am the leader of the Rare Hunters, and honestly, my name is kind of plain. Like, it's maybe a 5 out of 10.
Egyptian what?
Kaya what? Apparently, Merrick has to explain the Egyptian god cards to Yugi because I guess Ashizi just failed to mention any of that to him. You know, that might be an important piece of information to share with the one person you're asking to save the world. I mean, you spent an entire fucking episode just to get Kaiba's attention. Are you just that into him? Yugi says that Merrick will never claim his puzzle, but Merrick doesn't want the puzzle. He wants the power of the Pharaoh. AKA, he wants all of the bitches and nothing but sheer respect because mind-controlled slaves, it's just not the same, man.
I'm beginning to understand why Ashizu asked me to participate in Battle City.
You're just now beginning to understand it. Just now. After multiple episodes of people trying to explain it to you. They finally stop talking after 8 minutes before Joey and Yugi start talking again. Joey tells his best bud to keep the red eyes for the tournament, that all these players have such rare cards that he'll definitely need a 2 tribute monster with 2400 attack and no effect to help him. The episode ends with them saying how good of friends they are and how they're gonna work together, and then they immediately take off in separate directions. Man, I really wanted to make fun of more of this episode, but holy shit, they just talk for like 10 minutes. Well, that's it for this week's episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and of course a shout out to all my patrons. If you feel like talking to me for 10 minutes straight when we should be dueling instead, just know I will charge you the same rate per hour. This has been the man from Earth with all the growth, ladies and gentlemen. We're just breaching that 400 subs, so I want to thank you all. You know we're gonna hit that 500 before year's end. Later. Apparently, Merrick has to explain the Egyptian cards, and talk about how he has 3 different pieces of Exodia. What did I say? Yugi goes fucking using another trap. What was I typing here?